6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Anjana Dodamgoda, assisted by Sanjaya, and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The President says wage hikes if economy picks up. State Minister Ranjith Siyamalapitiya says in order to overcome the current economic crisis, government revenue has to be increased. Legal action from book publishers against the PDF mafia. Indian credit line, $100 million utilized for education. The chairman CEB says no power cuts for 2 days. Foreign news, at least 28 killed after explosion in Peshawar. Sports, Mehdi 50 guides Rangpur to 5-wicket win over Dhaka. News in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said he hopes to give extra allowances to all state employees as a relief in the third quarter of 2023 if Sri Lanka's income stabilizes and continues to improve. President Wickremesinghe said, as the state of our economy improves, wages should rise and earnings should be boosted. Being a politician makes it tough to speak this truth, but I always reveal the truth, even if I win or lose. I request everyone to support Parliament to get out of this difficult situation. The Paris Club, including Japan, has accepted and discussed our proposals together and also discussed them with India. The proposal has now been approved by China. With this situation, we receive foreign currency by February. Then these issues can be resolved in a methodical manner. We need to build a new economy. The Anuradhapura Kingdom has no debt. It was a powerful kingdom. In order to strengthen the economy, we must keep that in mind, the President said. Speaking further, the President said the income earned on 25th of January 2023 was 145 billion rupees. And when all capital costs such as wages, pensions and welfare are considered, it amounts to 143 billion rupees. He said, in addition, an additional 355 billion rupees is required to discharge the loans, and in January, the government spent a total of 498 billion rupees. State Minister Ranjith Siyamalapitiya says in order to overcome the current economic crisis, government revenue has to be increased. The discussions on economic crisis held between the Sri Lanka government and the IMF is at a progressive stage. According to the minister, it is essential to restructure the tax policy in support of overcoming the economic crisis. Minister of Power and Energy Kanchana Wijesekara has detailed institutions and sites that will benefit through the Indian credit line for renewable energy. The minister said the Indian government has provided credit line of $100 million for renewable energy projects. Accordingly, 374 national schools, 25 state universities, 20 national colleges of education, 8 teacher training colleges, 20 technical colleges, 25 district secretariats and 331 divisional secretariats will be included in the project. In addition, 79 information technology and distance learning hubs, 220 Triforces and police buildings, 824 Pirimen, 5 kV systems, each for 9,176 religious institutions and other key government buildings will benefit. The minister said a total of 11,219 project locations will be equipped with rooftop solar panels. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Elections Commission says all district returning officers have sent documents related to conducting of the local government elections on the 9th of March. Accordingly, the Commission has sent all documents to the government press to be published in the Government Gazette. Information has been received that the books published online in PDF format on social media without due permission of the respective publishers has become illegal business. The Association of Authors, Publishers and Readers have decided to take stern action against such activities. Due to this malpractice, over 400 publishers and writers' intellectual property rights have been violated. Despite the fact this has been happening for over 1,000 publications in many years, no legal action was taken to prevent it. And that ends local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Ceylon Electricity Board says there will be no power cuts for 2 days as the Water Management Secretariat has decided to release water from reservoirs to avoid possible spilling as heavy rains are expected in the catchment areas. Accordingly, the chairman of the CEB, Nalinda Ilankon, says no power cuts will be imposed today and tomorrow as a result. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And in Watchlight, the epidemiology unit has observed a rapid increase in the number of dengue cases reported within this year. Accordingly, a total of 4,387 cases have been reported thus far, of which 1,426 were reported within the Western Province. Data from the epidemiology unit showed that for the month of January 2023, 741 cases were reported in Colombo, 491 were reported in Gampa, and 194 cases were reported in Kaluthara. Meanwhile, a surge in the number of dengue cases were also seen in Putlam, Jaffna, Kandy, Gaul, Matra, Ratnapura and Kegaul. Thus, the epidemiology unit has urged all persons to seek medical attention in the event they run a high temperature, adding that all required laboratory tests must be done after 3 days since the onset of the fever. And that came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
In the headlines, at least 28 killed after explosion in Peshawar. Cyclone in Madagascar kills dozens, displaces tens of thousands. And Microsoft Outlook teams down for thousands of users. At least 28 people have been killed in an explosion at a mosque in the Pakistani city of Peshawar. The blast happened when the mosque was packed with worshippers and more than 150 people were injured. A section of the building was destroyed and officials say people are buried under the rubble. Several others are being taken to local hospitals. The cause of the explosion is unclear. More than 24 of Madagascans have died and tens of thousands have been left homeless since a severe tropical cyclone made landfall last swirl for days off the island's western coast, official records show. Cyclone Shenaso smashed into northeastern Madagascar 10 days ago, bringing strong winds and triggering downpours that have caused extensive flooding. Microsoft Corp said on Wednesday it was investigating a network issue that impacted multiple services including Teams and Outlook, with outage reports saying the platforms were down for thousands of users globally. Microsoft did not disclose the number of users affected by this disruption, but data from outage tracking website Down Detector showed more than 3,900 incidents in India and over 900 in Japan. Outage reports also spiked in Australia, Britain and United Arab Emirates. Back to the headlines of the world news. At least 28 killed after explosion in Peshawar. Cyclone in Madagascar kills dozens, displaces tens of thousands. And Microsoft Outlook teams down for thousands of users. And that ends World News.
Development News.
Sri Lanka is all set to roll out the first phase of the proposed Colombo South Port Development Project as a public-private partnership, PPP, with an investment of $150 million. Based on the recommendations of the Cabinet-appointed Negotiation Committee, the government has decided to implement the Colombo International Container Terminal CICT proposal evaluated by a Cabinet-appointed Negotiation Committee. Cabinet's co-spokesman and Minister Bandula Gunawardena said at a post-Cabinet meeting media briefing yesterday. As per the evaluation by a Cabinet-appointed Negotiation Committee, Battenberg and Blomantel have delivery areas belonging to Colombo South Port were identified as areas that can be developed under PPP. And that came to you in Development News.
Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Rangpur Riders already starred with the first 50 of the ongoing Bangladesh Premier League as Rangpur handed Dhaka their 7th defeat with a 5-wicket win at the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium on Monday. Mehdi smashed 5 sixes and 6 fours, dismantling the bowlers with his 43-ball 72-run knock, which was instrumental for Rangpur chasing down Dhaka's 144 for 5. The all-rounder also delivered with the ball, keeping things tight from his end as he finished with figures of 1 for 13. And that came to you in sports news.
Go ekakthiyana youth ekata life eke change ekata niyamata set wenna aswahagena dagapuhina habe karanna youth ekata niyamata set wenna friendship ekamenna.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
George Stuart Tees commissioned its first machine at the new Value Creation Complex on the 26th of January 2023. Located at Thalwatha Kalniya, the new Value Creation Complex is one of Sri Lanka's largest and most modern tea processing and packaging facilities. The company will now begin outfitting the facility with the machinery, aspiring to launch full operation shortly. The purpose-built modern manufacturing complex has a capacity processing 18 million kilograms of tea yearly. The 182,000 square feet of space includes large areas of blending lines and packaging lines to create, process and package bulk and value-added teas. The factory will operate modern tea processing and packaging equipment and machinery that enables scale and speed while conforming to the requisite global quality standards. The factory's operations will be managed on the principles of sustainable business, with particular focus on energy efficiency, rainwater harvesting and equal opportunity employment. And that came to you in Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekakthiyana youth ekata life eke change ekata niyamata set wenna aswahagena dagapuhina habe karanna youth ekata niyamata set wenna friendship ekamenna.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Economic news, courtesy of... For the 5th consecutive year, LOLC is awarded People's Financial Services Brand of the Year at the 2022 Slim Kantar People's Awards. As the People's Financial Services Brand of the Year, LOLC continues to place the customer first, and this has won the hearts, minds and trust of Sri Lankans, with yet another prestigious award as proof of this lasting commitment. LOLC. Imagine the possibilities.
In economic news, at a special meeting held under the chairmanship of the Minister of Ports, Shipping and Aviation, Nimal Siripala de Silva, to review the construction work of 2 major projects in the Colombo Port, the East Container Terminal, ECT, and the Jaya Container Terminal, Phase 5, JCT 5, projects at the Ministry Auditorium. The Minister instructed officials of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority to remove the obstacles to the construction of the 2 terminals within the specified time frame and provide the same facilities to the contractors. Also, the Minister also informed that the contractors should complete the construction works of those terminals as agreed within the specified time limits. According to this, the construction works of the JCT 5 phase should be completed by the end of the year 2023, and accordingly, the problematic situation that occurs in providing berthing facilities at the edge of the terminal for longer ships will be avoided, the Port Authority officials pointed out, and that came to you in economic news.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Weather report.
Meteorology Department says well-marked low-pressure area over the southeast Bay of Bengal is likely to move west-northwestwards towards the eastern coast of Sri Lanka on the 1st of February. Rainy condition over the island will be increased under the influence of this system on the 31st of January and 1st of February, and very heavy showers, about 150 millimeters, are likely at some places. Tomorrow, showers or thunder showers will occur at times in northern, eastern, north central and Uva provinces and in the Matale district. Showers or thunder showers will occur elsewhere during the afternoon or night. Very heavy showers, about 150 millimeters, are likely at some places in the eastern, Uva, central provinces and in the Polonnaruwa district. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters are likely at some places in the north, western and northern provinces and in the Anuradhapura district. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damage caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. And that was the weather report. And before we conclude this news broadcast, the headlines once again. The President says, wage hikes if economy picks up. State Minister Ranjit Siyamalapitiya says, in order to overcome the current economic crisis, government revenue has to be increased. Legal action from book publishers against the PDF mafia. Indian credit line, $100 million utilized for education. The chairman CB says, no power cuts for 2 days. Foreign news, at least 28 killed after explosion in Peshawar. Sports, Mehdi's 50 guides Rangpur to 5-wicket win over Dhaka. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.